Welcome into this week's Coyote Net Report. I'm here with Coach Leanne Williamson and Coach. Another strong weekend of volleyball for the Coyotes. Fresh off 3-set wins over Tulsa, UMKC, and La Tech. What made the difference in coming out of the Kangaroo Classic with 3 sweeps this week?
I mean, I do think that our match at Iowa State on Tuesday kind of propelled our team to make some changes going into Wednesday and Thursday before obviously playing a match again. They were very determined to kind of right the ship there. And even though, Iowa State is a very good team, we didn't feel like we played to our capabilities. So I do think that was a positive for our team to be willing to put in that work and make sure that we made the changes that we need to have success going into the weekend. I mean, our balance really helped us offensively. We had different people step up in different matches and then even in just different parts of the game. So when you've got multiple people that can score the ball, you're not as reliant on one or two. It makes a really big difference. It makes us a lot harder to defend. Jurgens was a big part of that. She ran the offense really well, worked through some even just connection issues early on in the weekend. And, our hitters took care of the ball when they had the opportunity to.
And you look at the compacted schedule that we had in the beginning of the season, 7 matches in 9 days to begin the year. What has the coaching staff been pleased with that has led to this 6-1 start?
Well, I mean, to think that we already played 7 matches is kind of crazy because, I mean, the last 2 weeks have been a little bit of a whirlwind, I think, for the players and the staff. But for us to come out 6-1 out of that is a really good sign for this team. We knew going into those 2 weekends, especially that, we could go 3-0, we could go 0-3, and anywhere in between. So for us to take care of the matches that we could and end up with 6 wins so far is definitely it's a start that we wanted. It's a start that I think we knew could happen, but it was good to see it actually, play out the way we thought it could. So, I think a couple of things. Our blocking has been really good. We're at 2.85 blocks per set, which for people that have watched us play in the past, we haven't been at 2 blocks per set. I'm not sure my entire time here. So we're blocking the ball at a high rate. And with that, we are forcing hitters to make some errors. We're forcing hitters to really try to steer away from our block, which helps our defense set up actually even better. So even though our dig number isn't as high as I think what people have seen us in the past, I don't think people would necessarily notice the defense as much just because we're not digging the ball as often. That's because of our block. It's because of our offense that we're putting the ball away a lot faster. We're hitting at a high percentage. We're at 263. So for people who don't know volleyball, as a team that is really good, both of our outsides are higher than what we would have thought. And we're just very happy, I think, with the way things are kind of coming together as a group as a whole.
Madison Jurgens, like you mentioned before, she's leading the Summit League in assists per set. How big of a role has her chemistry with the new hitters that have come in this year played in the fast start to the season?
I mean, I'm sure it plays a role. The fact that our entire team was here this summer, working out together and playing together, I know makes a difference. I think you're able to form some of those connections going into the season before it even starts. And yet, I think it's beyond chemistry. Jurgens has put in a ton of time. She's worked really hard to improve herself as an individual, which in turn obviously improves the team. And she's so willing to learn. She wants to keep finding ways to make herself better. She wants to find ways to make her teammates better. And with that, constantly learning and constantly being willing to learn from failures and also learn from, successes has definitely played into her success so far. It's something that, it's not something that we pay attention to a ton in the league as a whole, but at the same time, I do think it shows how our offense is clicking right now.
Time to look ahead to the South Dakota Classic. You got 3 new teams coming in again this year. UC Davis, who is 5-2, Wyoming, who is 4-2, and Iowa, who is 3-2. What should fans coming to the Sanford Coyote Sports Center this weekend expect to see?
I mean, they should expect to see some great volleyball. This weekend is always really fun for us to come home and play in front of our home fans for the first time. And, I know the exhibition match was there and that was great. But to have, this point of the season, us starting the way we have, we really enjoy playing in front of our fans. I think they do a great job. They're loud. They make a difference in our games. And to have such good volleyball coming in those 3 teams in UC Davis, Wyoming, and Iowa, fans should expect some really good volleyball, a high-level volleyball, and I'm excited for our fans to see our team. And, almost 3 weeks later from our exhibition match, we are very different than the last time people saw us play. So, I think we're cleaner. I think we have worked out some of the issues that we saw in that first weekend. So, people should expect a lot of fun, and to be able to play after the football game on Saturday night too, I think will be a great experience. Hopefully we can get some people who haven't seen us play before or haven't at least seen us this year and maybe draw some people into our sport.
First match on Friday with UC Davis. They're fresh. They're coming in off of a 1-2 weekend, but they are 5-2 on the year. Wyoming is coming in off of winning their own tournament. They were 3-0 over the weekend to move to 4-2. And Iowa, a tough couple matches in the Big Ten Pac-12 challenge for them. But what are the challenges that you'll face this weekend with these 3 matches?
Well, I think the challenges kind of stay the same for these weekends, as you are playing a lot of volleyball in a short amount of time. And it comes down to the teams that can work through fatigue, the teams that can learn a scout and report really quickly and execute it at a high level. I think that the thing that kind of overtakes that challenge for us is the fact that we are home. So I feel like that will help us. But there's good teams coming here, and that's something that we want. We want to bring good volleyball to the SCSC and really show people what the sport can do and what it can look like. And we're definitely challenging ourselves in these 3 teams, but we're excited to work to be the team that comes out on top.
Alrighty, and you've been listening to this week's Coyote Net Report with Coach Leanne Williamson.